Why did Prophet Isa have a virgin birth in the Quran?
Number one, I'd really appreciate it if you can stop calling yourself an ex-Muslim, because you've never been a Muslim. The thing is, each and every time someone wants to get attention, whenever they are seeing something silly about Islam, they want to call themselves ex-Muslim so that people can look at that. Now, I want to tell you this. We're not Muslims, and we know that Muslims understand most of these things. If you don't understand, you've never been a Muslim, you're simply trying to get attention. Number two, your question was very lame. The purpose of the virgin birth was simply to mean that he is divine. That is simply a shallow-minded way of reasoning things. Why? إِذَا أَرَدَ شَيْئًا أَنْ يَقُولُهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ. Nothing happens here on earth not unless God wants it to happen that way. And that is the main reason as to why his birth was a bit of unique. And if only you still want more evidences over that, you can read properly. There are three people that were created in a very unique way, that we were created different from them. The three are Adam, who was created with no man, no woman. Eve, by the use of a man with no woman. And then Jesus, by the use of a woman with no man. These are the three people that we created differently. You said you want an answer from the Quran. In the Quran, Al-Imran chapter number 3 verse 59, God says, if only they happen to ask for the similarity between Jesus and Adam, tell them, I created them all from clay. And whoever will happen to say that Jesus is God, for he had no father, then their greater God should be Adam, because Adam had no mother nor even father. Reason out. You're now up. Number two, you're not reading even your own book. You're not reading even your own book. You've never been a Muslim, you are never a Christian, so you know nothing completely. Because if you read from the Bible, Acts chapter 2 verse 22, God says that Jesus, a man approved of God, sent to you by his own miracles and wonders done through him by God himself. That is very clear. Jesus is a man. It's only you who is not reading. If only you read from Luke chapter 18 verse 18 up to 19, when he's called good teacher, he says, why thou call me good? The good one is God in heaven. In addition to that, when you go to John chapter 5 verse 17, he says that I'll ascend, go back to my Father, who is your Father, my God, who is your God. I should be wondering the reason as to why your God can have a God. That's lame reasoning. You're not reading. When you go to John chapter 5, when you go to John chapter 7 verse 16, he says that the doctrine I'm teaching you is not of my own, but from he who sent me. Who is this with the capacity to send God? What's the matter? Of course, no. And then when you go to John chapter 7 verse 17, he says, whoever chooses the God will get to realize that whatever I'm teaching you is not of my own, but comes from God. And in addition, when you go to the crucifixion, which is saying that he was crucified, when you read it from Luke, he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? Which God is he crying to?